Hey, my Bush Adventure. How you doing? Type the word faith. If you want your link dropped, type the word faith. Faith. Drop the word faith. Something kind of loud. Something flashing. Turn your thing down. Something flashing. It's loud.
I ain't got nothing up.
Hold on, it might be me. Let me see.
I don't have nothing up.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay, let me try you now. Okay, I believe it was me.
You hear me?
Yeah, you good. Hey, CJ Mendoza, 804. Hey,
Hi,
beautiful.
how are you?
Good.
Trying to get my camera straight.
That's Juliet there.
Hello. Hi.
Yes, I'm waiting for just a few more folks to pop on in. How you guys doing? Excuse the mask, but I'm still doing a dental thing.
Whatever.
Yeah, So I didn't want to go behind an avatar because I said, I haven't been showing my face lately. So it is what it is. Yes. Y'all can type the word. Can y'all type the word faith in to have your drink links drop also while y'all up there? Yes. Hey, Apostle Edgar. Come on, Captain with friends. You know she always extra.
Juliet was there yet?
Juliet was the first one to get up here.
Oh, get out of here.
Nah,
that's what you get trying to call me.
Hey, Gangsta Moji.
Hey, how y'all doing? Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
can hear you good.
How everybody doing?
We are doing absolutely wonderful.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Sorry I'm late. Sorry I'm late.
For Juliet Hollin. Oh, the people are coming in. That's what I like. The people are coming in. I love the talk.
Hello.
What's going on? What's going on?
Hello.
See, that's why I like the people that come on in time. Let's just do this here thing. That's what I like. Yes. Don't forget to drop your link while you type the word faith, guys, for your link can get dropped as people come in. They can pick y'all up. Yes. So I hope everybody had a
Hello,
blessed.
everybody on the panel.
Hey,
hello. Hello.
What's going on? Hope you had a blessed week.
Yes, I did. I'm resting because Tuesday is my birthday, so I'm trying to look good.
Shine a light on her.
That's all I could do.
Shine a light
work,
on.
So.
You're gonna have something on your channel.
Good, I'm okay.
Are you gonna have something on your channel? You gonna cut a piece of cake?
No, I'm gonna be tired. No.
You just gonna chill?
I just want to sleep.
Okay, it's your birthday. You can do what you wanna.
Yeah.
You can do what you want to. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, guys. Pretty much. I guess we could start. I guess well, Katherine with friends. You know she extra, so she'll be on in a minute. And hold on, see, talk about her. Now, okay, that's Katherine with friends. Type the word faith so you can have your link drop. So guys, thank you for joining my panel. I want to thank y'all so much. Everybody was on time, on point. You know, I want everybody to come with their views. Speak your mind, how you feel about the subject. We respect everybody's opinion, be it good, bad, or indifferent. Everybody has the right to their opinion, and we respect all that there. But I want to bring up the topic of to children.
It's an echo, Deborah. It's an echo.
Hold on. Okay. You still hear it? I think it's going. Okay. I wanted to bring up the topic, should parents be their child's friend? And the reason why I brought up that particular topic, because I find in this generation, which is the next generation, I should say, the parents are raising their children differently than what we do. They're more on a friendship type thing, where I think they could just go a little too overboard with their kids, instead of the parenting, the friendship comes out more than the parenting. I feel like they have their children, they talk to their children like they're adults and tell them their problems, which puts a burden on the child. I think that, you know, the parent, the younger, the next generation of parents, the kids that's coming up with them, it's going to be kind of rough, kind of, to me, a little disrespectful, because how they being brung up. They're trying to be adults equal instead of being in the child's place. But back in our day, you know, we had to stay in our place. You know, we didn't play. Our moms wasn't our friend. She was our parent first. So they set rules, regulations, and boundaries that you couldn't cross. Nowadays, you got 5 years old and 8 years old out there talking more trash with their mamas than the mom, and the mama be right there, like, you know, talking to them like it's like nothing, like it's okay. So I just wanted to get some of your input on how do you feel about, should parenting today, or however you want to phrase it for yourself, should a child be could you be your child's friend? And I feel there's boundaries to everything. Like, first of all, I have a daughter. I'm her parent first, but sometimes she wants me to be more of a friend. But I can't lean too much to that side, but then she thinks she's my equal. So I just kind of like balance it out. Like, we cool. Some things, you know, we can get with, some things that we just can't. You know? So anybody have any input on how they feel?
Well, I believe that what you just said, you have to be the parent first. You
Mm-hmm.
took the time to have this child, went through all this, well, for women,
Mm-hmm.
you went through all this pain and suffering and whatever you went through to bring this child into the world. You don't need to be their friend. You need to raise that child to
Mm-hmm.
be a child first.
Right.
Now, if the time come where you be a friend, then you be that friend, but you got to make sure you separate the parenting from the friend because
Right.
nowadays kids, like you say, kids they talk to their parent any kind of way. I don't care what
Mm-hmm.
age they are. They don't.
Right.
They disrespectful
Yes.
altogether because the
Mm-hmm.
parents want to be their friend and don't want to raise them. They want
Mm-hmm.
somebody else to raise their child, and that's
I
not
agree.
cool. I
I agree.
raised mine, they need to raise theirs. And I tell my own kids that I'm not gonna
Mm-hmm.
raise your children because
Mm-hmm.
I raised mine. You're gonna raise your own. If you have them, you're gonna raise them. And you're gonna raise them right with some manners. Because manners will
Exactly.
take you where nothing else can take you. But if you be out here and you want to be your child friend or your children friend, they
Mm-hmm.
gonna embarrass you in life. Trust me,
Yes.
because I see it all
Mm-hmm.
day, all the time. And they
Mm-hmm.
don't care where they are, who they're around. They don't have no respect for nobody. And I
Mm-hmm.
disagree with that. My
I hear
take.
you. Mm-hmm. Okay. Chime in, anybody?
Okay, I guess I agree with what both of y'all said. I think like parents that become friends with their children. I mean, because and the reason why I'm speaking the way I'm speaking is because I've seen and I've witnessed where mother and daughter, and I'm probably sure it probably happen with the guys too. But mother, I've seen mother and daughter like fighting together, not each other, but like the mother is with the child fighting the friends, and it just be a lot goes on. And then I've seen like when a mother that's been carrying herself like she's the friend, when it comes
Mm-hmm.
time to try to tell that child or discipline that child in
Mm-hmm.
whatever area, that child is very rebellious. That
Yes.
child feels like the mother is out of place for even trying to tell them something because they'll be like, "Well, mama, you trying to tell me not to do A, B, and C, but you
Mm-hmm.
doing it." And they feel like they can say that type of stuff, you know. And we as parents, we know that sometimes uh, it's not good to allow our kids to allow our kids to see us do certain things because they'll kind of be like monkey see, monkey do, you know. So
True.
some things you keep away from your children, you keep away from the visual, so that way you can stay like on that parenting structure, have that order, have that discipline, and so
Mm-hmm.
on and so forth. But if you're teaching them one thing and you showing them something different, it's gonna be friction, you know, because they're not seeing you walk out what you're preaching. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So
As
I agree with what y'all saying about that.
as for a father raising a bunch of boys, how do you find um balance? Your wife is there, Nicole?
But she downstairs, she
Okay.
cleaning up, but she coming though.
Okay.
She'll be up in a minute.
No problem. How do you find balance as being a father with boys? Because boys like for their dads to be more of a friend sometimes, and a dad sometimes, but more of a friend. Do the chumly thing, especially teenage boys.
Right? Uh, I feel like it's kind of the same, like with a mother and her daughter, it's the same with a father and his son. Because like with my
Mhm,
boys, I got teenage boys here in the house, and what I do is I try to show them what I expect from them by doing it. You know, if
mhm,
I expect them to keep their room clean, then my room is clean. I fold my clothes, I put it up. I don't throw my clothes out. So I just lead them by example. That's the first thing, and
mhm,
then you got to also uh, take time to just be one on one with so you can talk, see the way they think, so you can kind of like help mold the way they go in life. You know what I mean? Because like
mhm,
a lot of times, just by talking to your kids, you will
mhm.
learn a lot of things about your children that most people probably overlook or don't even know that their kids are on.
Right.
You know, because
Mhm,
I've had my kids to say things to me that I was surprised even came out their mouth. Like, why are you thinking like that? Because they
mhm,
picked up stuff from YouTube, they picked up stuff from TV, they picked up stuff from school, they picked up things from other kids and
mhm,
things like that. And I didn't even know that they had that type of stuff in their mind. So you always have to be on that communication thing with your kids just to make sure that they're receiving the right type of things because what they got inside them is
mhm.
what they're gonna walk out. is what they're gonna live and what they're gonna be on. So that
Okay.
communication thing is really very, very, very important. It's pretty much like number one.
I hear you. How about you, Eyes? I mean, anybody else have something they want to chime in?
I'm gonna wait till everybody go first.
Okay. You, Catherine, CJ Mendoza, you want to put your input?
I agree with everything that everyone has discussed so far because a lot of times when you see mothers have children, sometimes at an early age, and they sort of grow up together, then
Right.
after I'm going to say, for example, daughters, when they get grown, sometimes you see them at the bar with their moms or sometimes even at the nightclub. But I don't think that's a good example to set. I don't
Exactly.
think you can't go to a bar or nightclub, but I just don't think you can take your children, even if they are grown, take them to the nightclub because it sets a bad example. And even after the child gets grown, they will not respect you. And then you're setting a bad example for your kids and your grandkids. And I disapprove of it.
Yeah, I agree with that because I have seen mothers and daughters, put the friendship and they hang out at clubs, they drink together, they date together.
Yeah, they
I
pick
don't
up
want to
men
be that
together.
close. Yeah, I don't want to be that close with my daughter like that. I
Right.
want to have her little private life and come to me so we could discuss things. I don't want to know that much, with that. I don't want to be that much of a friend. It's like I said, it's a balance to everything. Could she ever hang out with me back in the day when I was hanging out? No. Some people, they drink with their children, get high with their kids, and the child loses respect after a while because they think they're on the same level as you. Now, what can you tell them? If we both doing the same thing together, how you gonna tell me to stop doing something?
Right.
So I think it always have to have that fine line there. You could be their friend and you could be their parent, but it got to have some balance and not even balance 50-50. It's going to be a little unleveled there. The friendship is going to be more down and the parent going to be more up. That's for
Right.
me anyway. Catherine with friends to be back. Go ahead, Eyes.
Well, from my experience, as I can see, I think a parent can be a friend and a parent at the same time. Raising boys by myself and being a single parent, well, that's by myself. And trying to figure out what my children is going through, I have to friend them first. I have to get they get them to trust me because a lot of kids don't trust their parents. Definitely the neighborhood I'm raising them in. A lot of kids don't think they can talk to their parents or they can tell their parents something that they're worried about or that they're scared about. So the most thing is, this is how I tell my children how they should have friends. I only allow them to have 3 friends because you can't think that's too many souls to think about. You're allowed to have 3. And if your friends can't convince you to do the right thing or can't tell you what you doing is wrong, those not your
I hear
friends.
like a little something while you talking. You don't have something else on your computer on or in the back, do you? Yeah, as she was, I hope she make it hear
Does
me
that sound better?
a lot better.
And so if your friends can't tell you what you're doing is wrong, they can't guide you to the right place. They can't teach you nothing right. Those not your friends. So when I'm with I think we can be both. It depends on what you're doing. I don't think your child should be drinking with you. I don't think your child should be hanging out with you. I don't think your child should be in intimate conversations.
Right.
It's a friend is like, I want to get to know you outside of being your mother. What do you do out there with your friends? What are you and your friends talking about? I believe because my kids feel like that they have that relationship with me, that they can tell me things that I don't think I would have found out if I was being just a parent. Because at the end of the day, my kids don't have nobody else to talk to. They might not have the friends that will listen to them and guide them. So my
Right.
thing is, I'm trying to grasp them in each way: friend, mother, pastor, best friend, whatever I can be to my kids. I'm gonna be there. I don't drink with my kids. I don't smoke, but I don't smoke with my kids. I don't. If me and my kids is hanging out, we in a kid-friendly environment. We're
Right.
never hanging out in an adult environment. If
But
I
let me
feel
ask you a
like
question, Eyez. Why do you think you have to be a friend first? Because I mean, everything works
no, not
differently.
first.
Okay.
No, not first. I'm a parent first.
Okay.
And then when everything calms down and I talk to them, let me be your friend. I want to understand what you're going through. I want to understand what's going on outside the parent. If you can't tell me as a parent, tell me as your friend. That I need my kids to keep all communications, no matter how it goes. If it goes down to being worried out in the street about smoking, drinking, having sex, a lot of kids is afraid to tell their parents. Definitely in the community I'm in, and because I believe, and my kids are straight A students. They haven't had sex yet. They're still virgins. They don't smoke. They don't drink. They mama boys. So damn, I forgot. Excuse my language. So I believe that I had that that relationship with them, that they could tell me anything. They can call me, like my son said to me. I think I told you this, Deborah, already. That my son said, "Mom, I want to call you when I'm about to have sex," and I said, "No, ew, I don't want to know that." He said, "Ma, I don't want you to look at it like a nasty thing." I said, "I'm not looking at it like that. I'm looking at it like once you pass that boundary, you're not my baby anymore." He said, "Ma, because I don't want to hurt her, and I don't know what to do. If the day that I'm about to do it, I want to be able to call you." And that's because I dropped the parent role. Okay, don't look at it like you telling your mom. Look at it like you telling somebody that you know is going to give you the right answers, and that's not going to judge you.
Okay.
Because of the community that I'm in, I have to grasp my kids every way I can. If I gotta be their pastor, if I gotta be their teacher, if I gotta be their best friend, I gotta grasp them, because if not, they're gonna look out in the street for it. And none of these people out in the street is their friend.
That's true. That's true.
And I'm a parent first and a friend later when they need it.
Right. So you say you give them a three friend limit.
Yeah, 3 friend limit, because people nowadays, there's so many soul jumping. There's so many negative energy. There's so many things that your friends can convince you. You can't, if you have about 5 friends, how can you keep up with those 5 friends? How can you understand those 5 friends? How can you get to really know if those are your really friends when you have too many? 3 is enough, because you can concentrate on 3, you can understand 3, and you can relate to 3, and you can find out if those are your friends or not. My son had about 5 friends, and I seen who they really was about 2 of them. And they didn't understand when I was coming to them like, you gotta be careful, until something happened. And then it was like, "Oh my God, remember when you were telling me last time, such and such?" And I was like, "Yeah." I said, "See, that's why I only allow you to have 3, because that's too much to concentrate on." That can come to my house, that can sleep over, that can eat my food. That's them 3.
Yeah, I just tell mine to watch their circle, because kids think they call everybody friend. They actually don't mean that that's their friend. They have friends like on different levels. So when it comes to being friends, I think they really don't know what a friend is until they get older.
Right.
Until they get older. Because when they small, everybody's their buddy. They just have to you just have to break it down, like you said, what a true friend is, what a true friend will have. It's not going to get you into trouble. You don't try to pull you out or lead you out.
Yeah, if his friends can't teach him to continue going to school, don't drink, don't
I can
smoke.
hear
Those
you.
not your friends.
Right.
I was having that problem. All right.
Mhm.
No problem. Sorry, Eyez.
Good.
Cool.
No, it's okay. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Eyez. I thought y'all couldn't hear me because that's why I came in and out because I was having that problem. Go ahead.
No, I finished.
Okay.
Oh, I was gonna say that's why parents have that spirit of discernment when their friends come in. You understand? Because I remember one time Dale brought this girl to my house. I didn't like that girl. You know, like she was a nice girl, but her spirit was all wrong.
Right.
And and Dale got a little trouble behind that girl. I said, I knew this girl because I was telling Dale, when that girl leaving? You know, that she spent the night. I said, when did she go home? She need to go home. Sometimes honey, you can be having them devils in your house, honey, and you gotta
Right.
quit.
Mhm.
You gotta get them out. And sometimes your kids don't know. And then when they do, you don't want your child to learn the hard way like that the first time. No, come on. You gotta remove them. Remove them.
Let me ask the ladies something. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, let me ask y'all
Yep.
something. Okay, let's pretend for just a quick moment that all of you ladies have daughters, right?
I
And all of your daughters are between the ages of 10 and 13. Okay?
I have a 10-year-old.
Okay, so 10 and 13. So let's say for instance, okay, you're sending your child to school every day, and like you said, they're hanging out with friends, they talking with different friends, they being influenced, they are experiencing peer pressure and things of that nature, and your child, your daughter wants to wear leggings.
With leggings.
She want to wear leggings to school, or she might want to wear shirts that show the navel, or she want to put on the eyelashes, or she want to put on the long nails.
That's
absolutely not.
that's a no go.
That's no.
It's a no go. Because first of all, at
Nope.
that age, how they gonna wear that unless I buy it for them? They're not
Exactly.
buying their own clothes.
Basically.
But some mothers do allow that, and I understand what y'all
Because
saying. But some
most
mothers do allow
mothers,
that,
Because most mothers wear that stuff, so they want their
yes,
child to look like them.
exactly.
That's why.
right? Or that mother is being a friend, like what Deborah was saying. That mother is
Right.
trying to be a friend and not a parent.
Right.
Exactly. Because a mother, she can wear that. But my child, no, you're not wearing
I
that.
would not buy
You
my
might can
child
wear the
that.
same colors,
Mhm.
but you ain't
I
gonna wear
would
the
not buy
same
my child
outfit.
anything that's like that at all.
When I was
No.
working, I had a young lady. She worked with us, but her daughter had to be about 14, 15, and they used to wear the same clothes. The mother used to dress with the high skirts on like a kid, and they would have on the exact same outfit, you know. And to me, it was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I always used to look at that all the time. I'm like, why do you dress like your daughter? Oh, that's my friend. I like the way she styled, and so I style like her.
That was her friend.
I said, that's going to backfire on you.
Mhm.
No, we cool. Come to find, the girl gave her pure hell.
Let me tell
You
you
know,
something.
Yeah.
she
Them
thought she
mothers,
was on mother's level. You know, she was going out with the guys and whatnot. Well, you date, so why can't I date? It started to be a battle against, mother and daughter trying to be on the same level. Because now she went from friend to now want to be a parent. Do what I say.
Too late.
By that time, it was late. So now she was living with her grandmother because she wanted to do what she wanted to do. And now you want to pull her skirts down because she's talking to the boys. It ain't cute
Right.
anymore,
Right.
you know?
see, them mothers,
Exactly.
when they have their kids, raising up their kids like that, and the mothers, she out there still dating and all that stuff like that. Don't she know the men that come in her household is looking at her daughter like that too?
Exactly.
Yes.
Right.
You understand? See, and you
Yeah.
better, and some of us got to understand that man ain't looking at your old behind. He looking at that young tenderoni over there.
That's right.
Mhm.
I don't like that.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
used to
That's
take
true.
my daughter to the nail salon. We used to do that together. And
Mhm.
something down inside me said stop doing that. Because at the end of the day, that's a woman getaway, not a little girl getaway. I could paint her toenails at home and we can have mommy and me time. But we
Mm-hmm.
going to the nail salon like we grown spending my time. I was like, no, we gotta stop. That I don't feel comfortable. That's not my friend.
Mhm. Okay. Okay.
And
Now
like
I would take my granddaughters or my daughters, and I would allow them to get their nails polished, but I wouldn't put no nails on their fingers.
Right.
Yeah,
I
no.
would do that, but I wouldn't.
Right.
They wouldn't get no nails because
Yeah,
they
because I
don't
would.
work.
Um,
I work for that. They gonna get the nails polished.
I
Okay.
used to take my
Yeah.
yeah, I used to take my granddaughter.
Yeah.
And it would be bubblegum colors,
Yeah.
the pink and the yellow, like little clown fingers.
Right.
So it's pretty much not what you do, it's how you do it,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if you think that don't fit for your household, it don't fit for your household.
And
You
the
know.
reason why I asked y'all that question a few minutes ago,
Uh-huh.
uh, because I don't know if a lot of y'all know, but I do a lot of reaction to some of the drama that be going on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a series that the Prince family is running, and so I be reacting to a lot of their videos. And this is what happened: they had a barbecue cookout at the
Mm-hmm.
Prince family house, and so his dad, his real daddy, came to the cookout, and his
Mm-hmm.
stepdaddy came to the cookout, and both the daddy and the stepdaddy brought their families. Y'all with me? And so when
Mm-hmm.
they all are there, the daddy brought the real daddy brought his other son, which is the little boy, and then the stepdaddy brought his wife and his kids, and they had a little girl. And so the dude who house they met up at, he
Mm-hmm.
realized that the little girl and the little boy was always wandering off by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And so he caught him out at the swing, and he walks up to him and say, "Hey, what y'all doing out here on this swing by y'allself? Everybody's over here having fun and playing in the swimming pool. Why you two over here?" And now the little boy, he's 13, the little girl, she's 12. And so now mind you, that this boy that's approaching them and asking them why are they being alone, he's both their brother, he's both their brother. But
Mm-hmm.
they not brother and sister.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
You see, so they not related, but he's both their brother. The little girl, he's her brother. The little boy, he's brother. But the little 12-year-old girl and the 13-year-old boy, they not related at all.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You with it? So now they flirting a little bit because they got what's called puppy love, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now, because this is going on, the daddy of the daughter is saying, "My daughter is not dating at 12 years old."
Right.
And
Right.
the father of the son is saying, "Hey man, it's innocence. They not gonna do nothing. We're here to monitor them. Let them hang out. Let them talk." Right. So, with that being said, off of that one little situation,
Mm-hmm.
it turned into a whole big ball of confusion to where it's been 2 weeks now, to where now the father of the son and the father of the daughter are actually going blow to blow, and all of the women 95 to 97% of all the women, if y'all go see those videos, are saying to this daddy who said, "My daughter is not at the age to be dating. She is not gonna have what's called puppy love. Whether she's
Right.
crushing on him or not,
Mm-hmm.
I'm keeping her in her lane." And he was saying that I wish the father of that son would have asked his son to back off my daughter because I'm not allowing her to date. But all the women bashed that man
Mm.
and
Mm-hmm.
told that man, "Why wouldn't you allow your daughter to date? You're being too strict. You such a
Wow.
mean
Yeah,
dad."
that's
If
crazy.
y'all go watch
No.
those videos, and I mean it's thousands of
Mm-hmm.
comments. I mean thousands on top of thousands, and not one. I didn't see one woman who sided with that man that said his daughter couldn't date at 12 years old.
Well,
What
mine couldn't date it
as
till
far
they
as
got old
He
enough.
was being a good father.
And
Mhm.
if they felt like that, then they should have been watching their children and not
Exactly.
allowed them to get out of
Right.
their eyesight.
Yep.
They could have still been somewhere talking, but not out their eyesight. Because if they at the pool
Because
and
why they
everybody else
needed
other places,
privacy?
then they're not watching their children.
Yep.
Mhm.
Why
See,
they
and
feel
then
like they needed privacy?
Right.
I don't know. That's what I'm
Exactly.
saying.
Because
Innocent.
the,
That's the
You
one
can be
thing I
innocent,
can
but
think
things happen
about.
in innocency.
because the
Salute.
little girl
Right.
already knew that her parent wasn't going for it.
Thank
Right.
you.
And the little boy was like, he's like, okay, well,
My
let's go
dad ain't
hide
like
and
that.
do it. Exactly.
Yep.
So that's why they snuck off. Go ahead,
Right.
CJ.
I noticed that a lot of parents are very strict over their daughters and not so much over their sons. And I think
Right.
that's a
Right.
problem.
Uh-huh.
That's a very big problem because a lot of times parents feel like well, my daughter can slip up and become pregnant. But a lot of times people think it's cool if their son is having sex at an early age. They give them
Right.
cash or they give them
no.
cash for that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I
Right.
noticed that a lot of people are more protective over their daughters and not their sons. But I think it
So
should, they
Yeah,
should be protective over
exactly.
their daughters or sons.
Because
And
look, if
that's
you think
because
about it, the sons ain't bringing no babies home.
But he might have to pay child support. Yeah.
But yeah, but they
Yeah.
don't care nobody. They help them.
Okay,
They will
so
help them.
STD.
They will pay it for them.
Yeah, STDs like Miss Catherine mentioned.
Right. You get all kind of stuff.
But I think with a man, because since I'm a man, I think because when you grow up in the hood and you raised in the hood and you've been hanging out with the homies and y'all been thugging together, y'all done exchanged, get at a woman type tales, and y'all done talked about how you had this woman and had that woman and what you did and how you played games with this one and had that one, and you've been through all that, and then as time passed, you grow up, you get older, you get more mature, you're not on none of that stuff no more, and then you have a daughter, you kind of know what games men play, so you kind of put that, you have that defense mechanism because you already know like what you and all your friends, all your male friends, what y'all was doing at a young age. And so like I think that's why that extra overprotectiveness towards a little girl is actually needed more than the boy, because the little boys, they be the ones that's actually out there trying to play games with the little girl hearts. They're the ones that's actually out there like telling the homeboys, I bet I can get her. I bet I can, I bet I can pull her, and playing those type of games and doing all that. So it's usually the girls who do need that extra protection, because like if a girl is young, like 12, 13 years old, and she haven't been taught by her parent, and a little boy come up to her and tell her how pretty she is, she can start blushing. She can start liking him. She can start wanting to like hear more what he got to say about her. So she gonna need that structure, that guard, that guard around her, because she could be taken fast like that, And so that's why it really amazed me that all of those women were saying in those videos to allow that 12-year-old girl to date that guy, to date
Now,
that
what
little
video
boy.
was this, Moji?
It's all on the Prince family channel. They got like 8 videos they done posted. I even got them on my channel.
Prince family, is that the singer Prince you're referring to, or who?
No, the Prince family was it's Damian Prince and Bianca Prince. The Prince family. They got like 8 million subscribers. They like millionaires. But now check this out. Now this whole thing is nothing more than just a series. It's fake,
Wow.
but a lot of people are taking it as real. You know what I mean? It's a fake series.
But it could be a real situation.
Yeah,
that happened in real life.
But it could be a real. But that happens in real life, and it goes to show how a lot of these parents, because there's like thousands on top of thousands of comments, and it show how these parents in 2021, like Deborah was saying, that they done dropped the guard. They being friends to the kids, and everything go, and let the kid do what they want to do. Why you restricting them from certain things, and why you being this? Why you being so controlling, and why you all that? When kids actually, if you think about it, kids love discipline. Right. Even though they might frown up at it when you own them, and they might act a certain way because they in their feelings because you telling them what to do. But at the end of the day, those kids love a parent that has that disciplinary structure in the home. They do.
And that's why you have a lot of boys out there lost in the street, because they don't have that parent or that love that they looking for, and they out in the street looking for it.
Right, that's structure.
That's why we have a lot of young men out in the street. Because the first love was their mother, and their mother didn't give them that love, so they out there trying to look for it for money, drugs, or a woman. And because they don't know it, they think sleeping with numerous women is something to be proud of, because they don't know what it is to be proud of a mom or have a mother proud of them.
But you know something, Gangsta Moji? I bet you the ones that agree with that situation, I bet you that's today's 30s and 40-year-olds.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
Exactly.
I bet you're right too.
Yeah.
You're probably 100% right about that.
But I'm strict on my boys with this thing of going out there and fornicating. I'm strict on them. That's why I don't understand when they give the young men leashes. The same leash I got on my daughter, let me say leash, educational leash. The same educational leash I have on my daughter is the same educational leash I have on my son. I'm not trying to be strict, but I'm going to educate you on it and be smart about it. The safer thing is to not be out there doing anything so you don't find yourself in a situation. So my leash is the same way for my boys as it is for my daughters.
Okay, I hear you. There's also I'm gonna piggyback off of something that Counselor said about
The 30s and 40s.
the 30s and 40s. I don't know about those 30s and 40s, but anyway, with, with,
40
Excuse me? No.
with
Not
daughters-
you, Eyez.
Not you, Eyez.
I know.
Oh.
They got some 30s and 40-year-olds that been raised up and that did their parents' morals, and they give the same thing to their children.
I have my kids because I love them. And I don't want them suffering. So my thing was I'm gonna raise if I didn't have them for no reason. I didn't have them to be a menace to society. I had them, I love them, so I'm gonna make sure I raise them right.
Right.
And that's by being a parent first. Got to lay that foundation,
That's
you
right.
know, as a parent. And like these with daughters being their parents being their daughters' friends, sometimes those same daughters try to equal themselves over their parent, that you find them in a bed with your man. You know, so and then the parent gets shocked, like, what is you doing? Well, she's doing pretty much what you know.
Taught her.
Yeah.
Exactly. I have seen that happen.
So have I. Shame.
And you know one thing that I'm real strict on with my kids, and this might surprise y'all. One thing that I'm real strict, because you know when you raise your kids, there are certain things that we do want our kids to know. Like I taught my kids the Lord's Prayer. I taught my kids to respect their elders.
Right.
I taught my kids to say, you know, no, thank you, yes, you're welcome. All that, you know, you go to somebody's house, you say hello, how are you? All you know, we teach our kids certain foundations to stand on. But one thing that I'm really, really stern with my kids, and I don't know if you guys own this. I'm really stern with them about their emotions,
Right.
and I'm explaining to you why. Especially mainly my boys, because for one, life has been hard for all of us.
Right.
And it's gonna be hard for our children as well, and they're gonna come across some of the same problems that we had to face. And I don't want my kids to grow up being needing somebody to pat them on the back, or just be high maintenance type of individuals. I always know that you have the ability to always overcome anything that you face. So when I hear my sons in there and they on the game and they going crazy because they lost the game and they throwing controllers and they wait a minute, hold on, what's going on? You need to control those emotions, because life gonna come to you with things way worse than losing the game on a gaming console.
That's true.
So if this is bothering you, it's gonna be a lot of stuff in life that's gonna make you probably do something crazy if you can't control this.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
When girls lose be all of their emotions, they get crazy.
Yep.
You know, and they get crazy over the boys. You know, it's like they have to. Our young ladies have to know their worth. Know your worth. Once you know your worth and your self-esteem is high, and you know you're number one, you won't settle, or you won't let nobody treat you like any old thing. And that's what they carry into adulthood. So you have somebody that's emotional every time if they're dealing with somebody. That's a problem for me.
Yeah,
that's a problem, because you're taking that into your adulthood. So when is going to balance out with your self-worth and who you are, instead of having somebody build you to make you who you are. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
That's
so true.
So this generation, to me, they are totally, the next generation is they are totally different.
They surprised me too.
I'm used to, like you say, gangster, thank you, you're welcome, yes, no.
Right.
It's what, yeah, huh, what,
Bruh.
you know.
Bruh. All that.
I mean, where you get that from? But they get it from their mom because that's how they talk. That's their language, you know. And they consider our language yes, no, thank you,
And
as
then
as
on top
correct.
of everything you just said, Deborah, you know what's the bad side of it though?
Uh-huh.
With nowadays is that in a lot of these in society, a lot of these kids can't do no wrong in the eyes of their parents.
That's
Mm-hmm.
right.
You can tell these parents
So
something
they
about their
run to
kid,
jail.
and the kid, and they be like, "Oh, I know
Right.
he wouldn't do such a thing because I know how I raised my child, and he wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
do something like that." And you be feeling like, okay, it's my responsibility to go talk to this parent about what this child did, but this child got a parent that's gonna always overlook the wrong in their child. I've seen that so much. It's crazy
But
because
that's
back
going.
in
Excuse me, but that is true because the young lady that got killed here in South Carolina,
mm,
and the mother who went to court and told the judge that her son did not do that because she didn't raise her son like that. So the
hmm,
judge just turned around and told the mother, "You didn't might not raise your son like that. You know your son as a child. You didn't know your son as a grown up."
Mm-hmm.
And he murdered that
hmm,
girl. And so they
see,
sent him to jail. And she was
wow,
upset. She said her son didn't do it. He said, "You don't know
see,
your son as a grown up. You know your son as your child that you raised."
yep,
So
see,
as he got an adult, you don't know what he did behind your back. You don't know what he was doing because he don't live
right,
with you.
Right.
You don't know his motive. You don't know this and that about him no more. You knew him as what you raised him as. So that
yep,
is true.
yep,
And also too,
because
These
Juliet,
parents
let's go.
know. These parents know that their child is are like that. They just
Yeah,
don't.
because I know
They
mine.
just don't
Right.
want to admit to it. You
Right.
understand?
yep,
She seen her child did something before, but she just took that
Right.
blind eye because they always don't want to kind. Not my child. Yes, it is their child. I know
Mm-hmm.
plenty of women like that too.
Oh yeah.
My
Mm-hmm.
child. And then when they find a child did that and they see what their child is doing, now all of a sudden they're quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So he
It's
was
just
like,
like
I think
you.
he was like 30 something years old.
Mm-hmm.
So
right,
he gone. He
yep,
gone,
It's
honey.
just like your kids. When your kids is around you, they act one way.
Right.
Yeah.
But when you send your child outside to hang
yep,
out with their peers, you
huh,
see a whole different child.
yep,
Right.
Right.
But
I
I
have
used to
exactly,
tell
kids.
mine all the time. I don't care what you do
Mhm.
behind my back. I might not know it that day. I might not know it the next day. I might not know it that week. But somebody gonna tell me something because we are well known. They gonna tell me.
Right.
So
and
like one day my
I
son was
remember, I
home
just,
and he had the music up loud. I'm at
Mhm.
work. So my
Mhm.
neighbor called me. She said, "You let your music up loud at your house." I called home and I said, "Y'all got the music up loud? Ma, how you know? How you know? Didn't I tell you there's people that I know?
I was
Cut that
around the
music off."
corner.
Mhm.
yep,
I was watching.
yeah,
That's old.
hey,
And one day I walked in the house and I caught my son jumping off the balcony in my house. I
what?
said, "Did you jump off the balcony?" "Oh no." And I beat that boy for lying. Okay. I told that
There
behind
you
up.
go.
I know
For
Trust
that's
me.
real,
right.
Don't do that.
I know
But
that's
yeah,
right.
you don't
They do a lot behind your back. So
oh
and
yeah.
I would never say not my child.
Mm-mm.
Exactly.
I'll say it's a possibility because they act one way with me
Right.
and another way when they outside doing their thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
With that
But your
old
sister,
saying, we do not know what our children do behind
Right.
our back.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's what it
I'ma
is.
say, I'ma say this. You right. Your sister's right when she say that you know what your child is like. If my son is out there in the street doing something and somebody tell me, I know he did it because I know my son.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me something about my son that I don't know. If he doing something brand new, like walking around with guns, deciding to sell, I'm in my children, but I'm like a girlfriend. The girlfriend that is everywhere. I am stalking you. I am behind you. I'm on my kids. There's no need for them to go outside because it's like they carrying me in their pocket. So it's like you can't tell me what my son is doing. That I know you come and tell me my son did. I'm like, yeah, I know he did that. That was my son because I know my son. I know because the shit that he do in my house And if he do it outside, I know that's my son.
Yeah,
I'm
we know
on my son's butt. When the teachers call me, they tell me something about my son. Oh, I believe you because I know my son. I know that's what he do. So Miss Catherine's right. You know your son. You just don't want to admit it and be embarrassed. I don't want to be embarrassed being that parent and say, "Oh, that's not my son."
I give myself, I give everything the benefit of the doubt because I can't say I know my child from A to Z.
Right.
I don't because she don't even know me from A to Z. We don't show our kids everything that we do.
Right.
You know, some things we gonna do on a sneak peek. And if I'm so sheltered and I can't do it, it's gonna opportunity gonna come that everything that I want to do up here, once I'm away from that rope, I'm going to dabble a little bit because that makes them curious on a whole lot of things. That's why I say it has to be balanced.
Now, what I
It has
said,
to be balanced in there.
I'm saying we know what our children do. Understand? We know what they do. So somebody say,
And sometimes y'all know something else.
Mhm.
Sometimes the way your parents raise you is how you try to raise your children. Sometimes
Yeah.
we mimic that because I remember like back when I was a kid in school and I would get in trouble and stuff like that. And the teachers would call my mom. She would come to the school from work and she would be mad. And they would be telling her how I got into a fight and I started some trouble or whatever. And I would be sitting there lying to my mom about I didn't do this. He picked on me first. And then we get out to school and she'll be getting me in the car to take me home. And then she'll be like, because she'll be fussing at me, she'll be fussing at me in front of the teacher. But once we got outside, she'll be like, "Did you whoop his butt?" I'll be like, "Yeah, I whooped him, Mom. I beat him up." She said, "Okay, then you better have whooped him." And then I started doing the same thing with my
I got an
son.
aunt like that.
You got an auntie like that?
Yes,
So
I
I
did.
remember doing the same thing with my sons. My sons got into fights at the school. They would call me. I would go down there and get them when they were little. And I'd be like, "Did you beat them up?" They say, "Yep." I said, "Okay, well, come on, let's go."
And yeah, because if you didn't beat them up, then your behind would have got tore up. That's how it was
For
real.
That's true.
Exactly.
That's true.
Because I know.
That's true.
That's how they get you.
Yeah.
That's true. You gotta teach them how to protect themselves, regardless of what. Don't let nobody punk you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anything more about being a child's friend? Being a child's friend. Any closing? Let me see. I'm trying to think of a scenario.
oh, here's my closing. You may pick your nose.
Oh.
I bet you pick your friend's nose.
What she said? I didn't hear her.
You may pick your nose, but will you pick your friend's nose?
I said you may pick your nose, but I bet you won't pick your friend's nose. That means, in other words, what I do, I know you ain't gonna do it either. Oh,
that's right.
Yeah, I say, you have to. It's okay to be your child's friend to a limit.
Right.
Yeah, with balance, but always put that parent card first. And don't be taking your kids when you go out there to fight. Don't be taking your kids out there to fight with you.
Right.
No.
You shouldn't be fighting anyway.
As your friend, taking your friend.
First of all, I'm fighting an adult. What the heck you doing fighting an adult?
You don't see people out there with their kids. The kids be scrapping. You ever see them YouTube videos? The mom is scrapping, the little kid
and the kids
biting leg and trying to kick a little, and they just slap the little kid out the way. Come on. You know you went out there. Why you bring Ray and Lily with you?
That's ghetto. That's what I call it.
That's the hood. Now we talking about the hood. These scenarios are people that been like this from the beginning, was built this way. Their parents was this way. They raised their kids this way. It's a family bloodline tradition.
Right.
I wasn't, the way I raised my kids is not the way I was raised. I was raised with lack of supervision, lack of love, lack of caring about what I did, lack of interest. I was dealing with a lot of that. So Now with the discipline, I wish I raised my kids with the discipline, but I raised them kind of opposite because what I didn't have, I gave them. That I love you every day. I make sure you're okay. Make sure there's three course meals on the table. Make sure I'm there at anything that's important. I'm supporting you every way you go. We're sitting down, we talking. I didn't have that. So I raised my kids different. The discipline, I don't hit my kids as much. But I wish I took my auntie and my grandmother's discipline because I think it would have been a lot smoother.
How we discipline over here? She's the soft one. I'm the one that teeter behind her. So every time there was an issue in a family with the children acting up, they call on the dog. Come on over.
Right.
I softened up in my old years.
Right.
Well,
when I had my had my grandkids, that's when it's almost like you learn how to be a parent all over again. Like I don't have to beat my grandkids. All their mama has to say, let me call your nana. No, don't call nana. But see, I'm the strict one, but I don't have to beat them. All I have to do is talk to them or look at them a certain way. And I say, I know good and bad you're not acting like that. Tears are rolling. You would think the floodgates was open.
They don't want to upset
but
me.
they don't want me to know nothing they do wrong or nothing like that.
Yeah.
See, that's the difference with I say our children. Well, we raise our children, but then when they get older, they go off and do their thing. When they start having, because they think that we was too hard, we was too rough, we was too this. So they are so lenient, too lenient on their children. They make them little monsters. You know,
I'll be like, you babysitting your little monsters. I'm not.
But guess what? But they scared of their daddy though. That's the thing. They are really scared of their father. They better not say,
my husband is
call your father. They'll cry. With a drop of a dime, they'll cry. But they scared of him. But he don't even beat them. He just talk to them and they just cry.
Yeah, my husband is a disciplinarian. My kids respect and fear my husband more than me.
And I think they should.
I think it always go like that.
It's the man that's the head of the household, and he sets the structure for the family. So a lot of being that these days, a lot of people don't have the dads in their home.
Right.
The dads are so young, just like them, and they live in, they just see them buy a bag of potatoes and the juice, and they going. You know.
Right.
What do you say?
I think you talking about my baby daddy.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Buy a juice, a juice, a bag of chips, and okay, see you next week. Get out of here. You know. So you made me lose my train of thought just that quick. You are hot mess. But he was potatoes. No, he was what we call him, milkman.
Milkman.
Would you pull this out for him? Because I was drinking. Well, y'all, in my house, my wife, she kind of like set the structure for how she want everything to go, and then I just enforce it. Like what she wants the kids to be on, how she want everything done. She put all that stuff in order, and then I just pretty much just enforce it. Like if it ain't done how she said it, then I just go behind her and I just enforce it. But she pretty much, but like you were saying, Deborah, I'm pretty much the one that's actually like in control of the house. But she organizes it, sets the tone for it, and then I just make sure it goes like that.
Right.
Exactly.
That's
kind of like that.
You know, you
Right.
gotta
so they can't play you against her, and they can't play her against you.
Right.
Exactly. No, that's not gonna happen.
Right.
But you know,
That's
but a
good.
lot of times when there's a man and a woman in the house, you know, a lot of people will feel like, you know, what the man say goes, and it's not always like that because most of the time when you come to a house, a woman is smarter and well organized as far as house function.
Thank you.
What needs to go where, what needs to be done, how to budget the money and finances, and raising the children. The women have that so well down to where a man, he have to actually sit back without even saying it to the woman and be like, man, I need to take notes because she got all this mapped out, and I'm supposed to have it all figured out, but you have to watch that woman and learn. And
well, you know they say women are incubators, so
they are.
They are.
Yeah, the women. Yeah, so like,
Yeah, incubators.
yeah. So my wife, she lined everything up, and I just follow suit, and just and just make sure the kids doing exactly what she say do. That's how I do it.
I
And
hear
I
you.
do have my own set of rules too. Don't get me wrong. I have my own set of rules for the kids too. But
Mm-hmm.
hers more than mine because she on everything.
Right.
Mm.
And I just got those one or two. Women, y'all gonna be like, y'all better fold them clothes. Don't have stuff, don't trash around here. Y'all better be
Mm-hmm.
Right.
dusting the blinds. Women gonna be on all that. And
Right.
as men, we gonna be like, don't y'all be jumping in that bed. That's gonna be it.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
That's
true.
gonna be it. We don't. It's like it's different, but so yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to come up here for a little while. It's been an hour. I don't like to go
All right.
more than over an hour. You know.
When's the
And-
next topic and what's the next topic?
Right.
DJ.
We need to do it again.
DJ.
We talk about any and everything. What y'all want to talk about? What's the next? We could get something a little spicy or little, whatever y'all want. What do you want to talk about, CJ?
I don't know. That's why I was asking you guys. Yeah, but I enjoyed this. I think we definitely need to do it again.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
See, I want you on my next panel.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am. I would love to do it.
Yes.
Love to.
Juliet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
Of
This
course,
here would be great.
Gangsta Moji, I want you on it too. Eyez, of course.
Okay.
Of course.
When?
Eyez.
Thank
Emoji.
you.
When,
Yes.
Catherine, when you gonna do it?
It's coming up. It's coming up Tuesday.
Okay,
And
okay.
well, what's the
Tuesday
title?
at 9:00.
Yeah, what's the topic?
Friends.
No, what's
You
the
said
topic?
friends?
Oh, I like that.
Friends.
Friends.
How many of us have
Friends.
them?
Okay.
That's the name of it. How many of them does we have? What you say, Debbie?
How many of us have them?
Right, friends. How many? Whatever she said.
That's
Good
I
topic.
like that. That's deep.
Yeah,
Okay.
like I said, it's a word that
People use so easy.
It's like love.
They use
Right.
friends loosely.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Listen,
That's my friend.
don't stop. Save that.
Yes, sir.
Ah,
Wait until
right.
Tuesday.
Okay. Okay.
When is your panel? You
Okay,
said
guys.
Tuesday?
Tuesday at 9 o'clock.
Oh, Tuesday 9
Okay.
9 o'clock.
9
Yeah,
o'clock.
but I sent you my phone number. Did you get my cell phone number?
on Instagram.
No, it was over the YouTube message you sent me earlier. I added my phone number at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Debbie.
Yeah, save it to your phone.
I will.
Y'all need to invite some more men to the panel too.
Well, they
Find some more men. Finding men is like pulling teeth. They're hard to get. Women are more.
My wife
ready.
over here laughing at y'all.
We ready to conversate. Men,
My wife laughing at y'all.
Laugh at them, honey, because that's the truth.
Why don't y'all get Moji to bring some of his male friends in?
Right.
exactly. Because he got a bunch of women on his channel.
I don't got no male friends. Only friend I got here in the city is my wife. I don't got no friends. I got my wife and the
talking about
kids.
that channel.
No,
Hold at the
YouTube
Tuesday.
friends
Hold at the
either?
Tuesday now.
I mean, like
Hold at the
YouTube.
Tuesday. I'm gonna hold at the Tuesday. I heard you, Juliet. We're gonna hold at the Tuesday.
I want to know why you ain't got no men. Why?
What you say, Miss Catherine?
Why?
Why he don't have no men friends?
My wife just ran them off. My wife just ran off all the friends, males and females.
Oh Lord.
Hold that.
I'm
Don't
just-
tell
I'm
the
just joking.
secret.
You're only allowed to have 2 friends.
I'm just joking.
Oh, no.
Yes, that would be great to have men, but there's no surplus on YouTube. They got plenty of men on YouTube, but it seems like a lot of guys be on God's page, God's
Right.
channel,
Basically.
Exactly.
basically.
Okay, CJ, I'm gonna go after I end this here. I'm gonna go on your channel and I'm gonna get your phone number. Then I want you to take your phone number down.
Okay.
Okay, so give me
Okay.
like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Guys,
I guess my closing
Uh-huh.
argument or whatever you want to say it is.
Your statement.
Communication. Always keep communication with your kids, no matter what.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
true.
How about you, Juliet?
Always keep. Okay, go ahead.
Juliet?
My closing would be yes, you be a parent first, and then you be your child friend second.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And always make sure that you teach your children manners, because the manners will take you where your money or your friends can't take you.
Right.
Now,
So I believe manners is very important. And my daughter is 30 years old. She's my baby. And when she was working at the post office, her supervisor said, Brittany, you don't have to tell me yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. She said, oh, I better, because you don't know where Miss Juliet might step up at. She might be standing behind me, and I don't be saying yes, ma'am, or no, ma'am. My head going. I said, sure will.
I know
That's what you was taught. You keep those manners, because that's what take you.
Bar.
Sure.
Yep.
CJ?
I agree with what everyone had to say. And also, I think that if you instill biblical values into your children,
Right.
and do it when they're young, don't wait till they become teenagers to do
Right.
it. Do it when they're young,
Right.
and that way it comes natural.
Right.
And they will always keep it.
Right.
Exactly. Train up a child in the way he should go.
Okay. Moji.
I agree with what she said, and to add to that, I would say like, always be firm on what you believe, and as far as like what you teach your children, your rules, your morals. Just don't let, because people try to like get you to water down and they want to give you their opinions on what you should do and have you compromising your children's life because you take other people. So you got to know what you believe, what you stand on. You know the things that you done tested, those principles that you believe in. I feel like you just need to be firm in that.
Right.
All right, now for me, spoil that child, I will beat you with that.
What'd you say? You're who?
I said, spoil that child, I will beat you with that rod.
I know that's right.
Amen.
I know that's right. Thank you, guys. This is your girl,
Say
I want to thank all of you, Juliet, CJ, Mendoza.
Please make sure you send me my check. I need my cash out.
Oh, let me find my piggy bank. Let me find my piggy bank.
I wish we could check.
Catherine with friends. Everybody in the chat, thank you for joining.
See y'all later.
Thank you
Until
guys.
next time, I'm
See
going
y'all later next time. See y'all Tuesday.
All
I'm
right.
like Wendy Williams. I'm gonna come up with a hot topic. Right?
Okay.
Yes. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and share this live.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you all guys for coming.
I want to see you Tuesday night too. I want you on my panel.
Right. Oh yeah, she's a good one. That one too.
That's right. I want you. Yeah. So I'll see you Tuesday at 9.
Oh Lord, look at her. All right, guys.
All right.
Deuces.
Bye.